All right, y'all, cut the music. Let's jump into it. All right. Let me make sure I'm unmuted this time and make sure that I'm added to my own stream. Because the other day, I think I went on talking for like 8 minutes or something, and I wasn't even on. I mean, I was live, but I wasn't even added to my own stream. Hold on. All right. All right, y'all. So we back. What's going on, y'all? All right, back with another live. Been a few days, I know, because anyways, there wasn't much going on this week. But this past weekend we had what card was it? Look at my mind blanket. Well, I remember we had the Usman and Hamzat fight, Makachev and Volkanovski, the rematch, right? Yeah. So we had that rematch this past weekend, and there wasn't really any WMMA fights going on. There wasn't any WMMA action going on except the one. Dudikova, her and her, staph infection self. I'm just playing. No, you know what I mean. Her and Jenny Fry. But other than that, I mean, there wasn't really much going on this weekend. I mean, this week we got a card coming up. I'm not going to be able to call the card, but yeah, we got the Invicta FC 54 card going out tomorrow. So I'll probably talk a little bit about that. Yeah. Well, y'all know it'll be on tomorrow around this time. And it's free. It's on the YouTube channel. Six, what's going on, man? Just jumping on for a little bit. Got to start back getting on live a little bit more when I get a chance. Just been a little busy, but a couple of things I wanted to talk about tonight. So we'll see how long I'm on for. Boxing, we got that. What we got? That Tyson Fury and Ngannou fight this weekend. No UFC. Amanda Serrano is fighting tomorrow. She's bringing 3 minutes and 12 rounds into women's boxing. So hey, I mean, shout out to her, man. I mean, this should be interesting. She believes this is going to add to her knockout ratio, which it might very much well do that. Amanda Serrano, 12-round featherweight championship fight tomorrow. It's going to be interesting, man. First time seeing the women go 12 rounds. So, I'm going to try to catch that tomorrow. Let me see. What time does it start? It's on the zone at like 8 o'clock, I think, 8 p.m. That's going to be interesting, though. That'll be interesting seeing the women go 3 minutes, 12 3-minute rounds. The pace is going to be different for women. This is the first time where it's going to be like different. The pace, the pace is going to be different. You can take your time, set up your punches more. You don't have to go in there and try to speed through, land all these points and use a lot of energy in 2 minutes, trying to stay ahead. You can actually take a minute, feel out, box, finish a minute strong, So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Serrano handles this. She pushed for the bout. She pushed for the bout to take places out 12 3-minute rounds. So I'm assuming, she does spar like this a lot. She's been sparring like this, so it's probably going to be, benefit to her. We'll see if her opponent is up to par on that. So in the long run, it might help her cardio as well. It's going to help her cardio because, she's not going to be throwing as many punches the whole round. You can kind of pace yourself out, right? So, yeah, we'll see. But, yeah, I got to start getting back on, man. Notifications don't be going out as much now. They always be messing with the channels like this. Like, notifications don't go out. But I'm going to just jump on here anyway and talk about a few different things. Let's see. Just pulling some stuff up here. Yeah, but I wanted to see if Easy was going to get on because I know he'll find this interesting, man. Because like Chris Cyborg, she's at the promotion again, man. She's Chris Cyborg got her target on another fight again. She's using that same method that she used on Cat Zingano, but we'll see if it works. So, just so y'all know, once again, like the last time, like Easy told me to check it out. He said to go to Cat Zingano's domain, and when you type it in, all you're going to see is a bunch of Chris Cyborg information and a little promotion for the fight coming up. And if you type in judokayla.com this time, you're going to get something similar again, where Chris Cyborg is maybe promoting her next fight. I don't know if this is her next fight or what. Maybe she should have did LarissaPacheco.com. You know, LarissaPacheco.com would have been the next fight that people want to see, because Kayla hasn't fought since last year. You know, she's been out like a year. We'll see if fans still want to fight. But let me see. Let me see if I can share this. I'm going to share this screen for y'all. Hold on. All right, where is it? Okay. Let me know if y'all can. Boom, there it is. All right, hold on. I'm gonna pull this. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this. There it is. Okay, y'all see it there? Okay, so let me pull this tab to the side. There we go. And there we go. Okay, can y'all see that? All right, so yeah, if you type in judokayla.com, this will come up. So she bought Kayla's, I guess she sort of bought Kayla's domain name. I mean, it's not really her domain name, but I mean, it's kind of funny though, man. Let me see. Let me pull it up here. So, judokayla.com. I'm sure they just made it up. Like either her or her husband makes it up, and they just say, okay, we're gonna put her name up here so we can sell it as this. So if you look here, judokayla.com, and again, just like the last fight, you got Chris Cyborg facing off with Kayla. And here it says, will fans eventually get a super fight between Chris Cyborg and Judah Kayla Harrison? Well, I'm gonna answer that question first. I think it's still possible, but to me, it has to be interesting. Like, it has to have something interesting about it. You know, Kayla Harrison just came off the loss to Larissa Pacheco. So to me, I don't really think that there's like an urgency from fans. You know, fans don't really want it that much. I think the hardcore fans would probably want to see Larissa Pacheco since she is the one with the belt, you know. But is Chris Cyborg trying to is she trying to set up something like a build up to the championship fight? That would be interesting. Lolita 6, what's up? Lolita said, what's the topic for discussion? I got a few of them right now. We're talking about this again, man. We're talking about Chris Cyborg and her style of promotion. We're talking about her style of promotion. Once again, man, she buys a domain and uses Kayla's name. Like, I don't know if it's specifically Kayla's domain, but she's taking her name and she's using it to promote the fight. Easy, what's up? There you go, Easy. I did this one for you, man. I was like, Easy the one told me about the last one, so I came across it this time. I was just keeping a close eye on what she was up to, and I was like, oh, she at it again, man. He said, Cyborg with this again. Lolita said, I'd like to see that. Cyborg is a real WMMA queen / villain. Let me see. That Pacheco loss was a long time ago, and Pacheco's totally juiced. I don't think so. I mean, if you think Pacheco is juiced, I mean, we got to say that about anybody, right? We got to say, I mean, we got to put that about a number of fighters to me. And yeah, the Pacheco loss was a long time ago, but what has she done since then? You know, what makes Kayla Harrison interesting when you haven't fought in a year? Like, mentally, how will the fight be? You know, Lily said, listen to her voice. I mean, hey, I mean, I'm just saying, I mean, is she the only one? I mean, Pacheco's not the only one when it comes to the voice thing, right? I mean, there a lot of women got that juice in there, apparently. But she ain't popped. She hadn't popped. Myra Buena Silva's popped, but she hasn't popped yet. So, hey, she's the one with the belt, so that's the one Chris got to go for. Yeah. But it would be an interesting fight if that is what her goal is, to fight Pacheco. Like, maybe she wants to come over to PFL, or since Bellator and PFL are going to merge at some point, maybe she wants to fight Kayla Harrison first as an introduction fight, and then fight Pacheco for the belt, right? Maybe that's her goal. I don't know. But to me, I always thought the Kayla fight would be bigger on by name, but at this point, it's not really that big, because it's like, what has Kayla done in the past year? Like, nothing. The fight's got to be interesting. You know, the fight has to be interesting. See, at least she had something to ride on before. You know, Kayla had the belt. Kayla was a lightweight. It was Chris Cyborg. It would have been her. It would have been like her new challenge, moving up to 155. And, you know, that was a question, like, can she do this at 155? But now I believe Kayla's moving down to 145. So, you know, it might not be as interesting. I think 155 would have been like, yeah, that would have been an even tougher challenge for Chris Cyborg, you know, physically too. But with her style and, you know, her well-roundedness, it could have been winnable for Chris, but still a scary challenge for her that would have been very, very, so much more exciting to me. Let me see. But despite the fact that Kayla lost her last fight and has been out of the cage since November 2022, there still seems to be a lot of interest in the showcase between the two. Kayla, who has used Cyborg to build her brand by antagonizing the MMA Grand Slam champion via social media and various interviews, might finally be getting her wish, a chance to fight a motivated and focused Chris Cyborg inside the cage. You like how they said that? It's like, hey, Kayla was antagonizing her via social media. Yeah, I think Chris had to block her or something like that, I believe. Well, hey, it's a part of the game, right? So now Chris is bombing back with, you know, judokayla.com. We'll see if this works, though. We'll see if Chris actually, we'll see if Kayla actually responds to this, and if she actually takes this as a invite to fight her. You know, Taylor Harrison's coming back against Julia Budd. Let's see what she looks like. I have Kayla Harrison winning that fight, but as far as just like doing something different and being mentally stronger and looking different too, like bringing something else to the table, you know, we'll see. But we'll see if she calls out Chris Cyborg after that fight, though. You know, Easy said the thing with juicing is you can always cheat with a substance that's not on the balance. Everybody isn't on there, and their steroid science is constantly evolving. Right? Yeah. Robot Chicken, what's going on? But let's see. But yeah, it should be interesting, man. It should be interesting if Kayla Harrison answers this call out. Let's see if she has. Because if she hasn't, well, she's already said in the interview that she's not focused on anything else except Julia Budd right now. So let her get this fight out the way first. And then if she destroys Julia Budd or dominates, would she be feeling herself enough to call out Chris Cyborg? We'll see, man. Because out of her 15-1 career, Pacheco has been the toughest opponent she's fought. You know, everybody else she's been able to finish pretty quick. Nobody's really gave her. Well, I'll say this: Mahatnikana, she's had like some moments in that fight. Like she did give Kayla Harrison a pretty competitive fight. You know, she did go the decision with her. Strength, ground game. She wasn't somebody Kayla Harrison could just go in there and handle. So I would say her and Pacheco were probably her toughest customers. But other than that, there's never really been anybody on her resume that's given her too much of a crazy challenge, though. You know. But this is how they do. I mean, this is her team been promoting it, and then it's working. And they didn't really take this approach the first time. Maybe they saw it kind of work with the cat thing, so they said maybe they want to do this with this fight and see if it works. The Lolita says Cyborg's weird. Yeah, I don't even know if it's her though. Like, I guess it is, but they just been taking this weird approach though. Either where they buy somebody's name and then they just start talking and promoting at the bottom and selling themselves out. It is kind of funny, but we'll see if it works, man. Kayla Harrison, she's got a task in Julia Budd coming up. Let me see what the date is. That's next month, right? Yeah, hold on. Julia Budd. Yeah, November 24th next month. Yeah, so around Thanksgiving time is whenever she makes her return. So yeah, let her get that out the way and see if they can finally get this super fight out the way. Because yeah, Chris Cyborg's already 38 years old. And if she wants to, gun for a fifth organization belt, they need to get it in motion. Get it in motion. Robot Chicken says Cyborg trolls bad. Yeah, it's weird, man. Like, it's just weird because, like, they're gonna say, hey, go to judokayla.com. Then it's like, boom, all you see is Chris Cyborg, just like they did with Kat Zingano. And they put these little stories together down here. See, look, wow, Kayla racked up an incredible 14 fight win streak in only 3 years. Her last fight showed she's still primarily a grappler. Oh, they be throwing little shots too. You read that? Look. But I don't know if that's good to say though. Do you? Like, should she say this part? Because are people going to want to see the fight now? Because you're making it not sound like she's a big challenge now. See, she's still primarily a grappler with developing strikes. Despite beating Pacheco by decision twice, she was able to showcase improved takedown defense. Oh, Pacheco was. And then 3 years later, she won a convincing victory over Kayla to capture the 2022 belt. Okay. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, that doesn't make it all the more exciting like that. I need to see a little bit more from Kayla before we just see her in there with a long time reigning champ like Chris Cyborg. Easy say I love Marina when PFL first kicked off. Yeah, I like Marina too. I like where her skills have been coming along. She's been getting better, man. Like, to me, yeah, she's been developing. She's been getting better as a fighter. I think she has a good chance against Pacheco too. I am kind of rooting for her in that fight. Ngannou versus Fury. Oh, Fury, come on. I don't even know why that junk is happening, really. I mean, I know why it's happening. It's a money thing, but yeah. Fury all day. Plus, since they already signed the Usyk fight, and they're already promoting the Usyk fight now. Yeah. I think Fury, Ngannou, he's not a boxer like that, man. Like, he may have like done some boxing things on the underground scene, but he's not a long time professional like Fury. I mean, to me, if Deontay Wilder could knock him out, I don't see Ngannou going in and knocking out Tyson Fury. Not at all, really. But anyways, let's see. What else I want to talk about real quick? Yeah, so we got this Casey O'Neill fight coming up with Ariane Lipski. To me, I think this is a good fight for Casey O'Neill. I think Casey O'Neill does need somebody that's dangerous, but at the same time, not too many levels above her. Like, I know Casey O'Neill would probably want somebody higher. Like, she would fight whoever they give her, right? Kayla Harrison would fight. She would probably take the Chikagan challenge, or she would take the Lauren Murphy challenge. But let's say she could go in there, edge out a fight with one of them. I don't think that would be the best thing for her, because if Casey O'Neill edges out a fight, she's gonna have to take on one of these tougher girls out there, and might wind up really getting beat again and getting sent right back down the ladder. So I think Casey O'Neill, her being matched up with Ariane Lipski, it's a good mixture of a challenge and a comeback fight for her. Ariane Lipski. Let's see, she's not ranked yet, is she? Because I know since Jennifer Maia got taken out of the rankings, I think Andrea Lee's ranked now. Yeah, Andrea Lee was knocked out of the rankings, but now she's back since Jennifer Maia's gone. So, yeah, Ariane Lipski to me is a good fight for Casey O'Neill, because I think she got moved a little quick. She was fighting the fighters on her level. She was doing what she was supposed to do. But Ariane Lipski is not too high up, because she still has some things she's working on, but there's still a level of danger in there that Casey O'Neill has to be prepared for. Easy said, I got Lipski. You know how I feel about Casey. Yeah, I know. I can definitely see you picking Lipski in this fight, though. I mean, I understand why to pick Ariane Lipski in this fight for sure, but it's a fight that Casey O'Neill can still win, because Casey O'Neill would want somebody like Lauren Murphy. People would think, oh, she would lose Lauren Murphy. No, the people think she would beat Lauren Murphy, but Lauren Murphy could actually probably beat her, man. Lauren Murphy, she probably could actually beat her, I won't say probably. Lauren Murphy has a good chance to beat Casey O'Neill. When you really think about it, style-wise, and like, Lauren Murphy has physical strength. She's strong. She has good striking too against a level of an opponent like Casey O'Neill. She's a long-time veteran, so I can't say Lauren Murphy would go in there and lose to Casey O'Neill. I definitely would pick Caitlin Chikagan to beat Casey O'Neill, but I would pick Lauren to beat Casey O'Neill too, man. You think I'm crazy? No, I think so. But Ariane, she still has some things that she's got to prove, not to everybody else, but just to herself too. Like, she's been coming along nicely in her past couple fights against Lipski, Aldridge, and Gatto, and if she can go in here and execute the improved takedown defense, that sharp right hand, I already give her the power edge over Casey O'Neill. I think Casey O'Neill has the volume edge. She throws more and she's got more pressure and an improving gas tank. But I think Ariane Lipski has a very controlled striking style. She's starting to kind of find her rhythm and her ground. She's getting a little more confidence now. I don't know, like, how she'll deal with somebody that's just going to come straight forward and go for takedowns. That's going to be high pressure like she has in the past. She's had trouble with those type of fighters. But this time around, she's got to be on her game. She's got to be quick to let the shots go in this fight. And she's got to hurt Casey O'Neill. If she don't hurt Casey O'Neill, she's going to keep coming at her. Robot Chicken said Lipski's walking him down. She's got to. Well, got to be careful walking somebody down too, because you get taken down, she'll be in trouble. Because Casey O'Neill, that's her thing. When she get Lipski, when she get put on her back, that's gonna be the thing. That's gonna be her problem. That's usually where she has problems. Like, takedown defense has gotten better though. It really has gotten better, man. It really has. In her past couple fights, she's been looking impressive with it. So I think Casey O'Neill, she's really got to be tighter on her defense in this type of fight. Yeah, okay, she's been working on offensive striking, but defensive striking is very important. She's got to be letting her, she's got to be, stop leading with her face. She's, letting her hands go, that's good. But you got to take her head off the line. She's got to start taking her head off the line and be a little bit more slick with it. Because I know she traded with fighters like Roxy, but you don't want to trade with Lipski. Lipski got the power, man, because Lipski cracked Montana, hurt her. Montana went straight to the ground with her. She cracked Gatto a couple of times. You can see Gatto react to some of the right hands that she got hit with. So, yeah, I think Lipski's power and her precision was going to be a problem in this type of fight. So, yeah, Casey O'Neill's got to be turned up for this one. Most of y'all seen I got Lipski. I kind of lean towards Lipski too. I do as well. Let me see. You said Casey needs to dominate. If she loses to an unranked opponent, her stock will crash. Yeah, I believe that too. Like if she loses to an unranked fighter at this point, she's gonna be unranked because she's already number 13. All right, she's already number 13. So if Casey O'Neill loses this fight, Ariane Lipski takes that spot and probably gets knocked out of the rankings. Or they might feel nice and say, let's knock Andrea Lee out the rankings and give her number 15. Casey O'Neill, that is. But we already know, if Lipski wins this fight, that stock will crash. But it's everything that she needs, man. It's everything that she needs in this fight. Because I believe she takes on any of them other veterans that she's willing to call out. Because let's see, Casey O'Neill's 13. If she takes on any of these other girls like Barber, Murphy, Chikagan, even like a Santos, like if they did something crazy like that, I don't see her winning those fights. I really don't see her winning those fights. So even this one here's a tough one to say she's going to win. It's just that we know Lipski's come up short in the past. We know she's come up short in the past, though. Lipski's come up short. But the other factor is Lipski's getting better. And that's the question. Like, is Lipski's better? Is Lipski's better enough to beat what Casey O'Neill is bringing to the table right now? I think so, man. Marcus Bell, what's up? Robot Chicken said Murphy could beat Casey. Yeah, I think so, man. Really think about it. Like, think about it. I really just had to sit down and think about it and look at these rankings. I'm like, Lauren Murphy is not a slouch. Like, Lauren Murphy went on a nice little win streak. She was beating veterans, she came up short against Well, I won't say she came up short against Valentina. She got owned by Valentina. And she got owned by Jessica Andrade. But those are two different styles, than anything Casey O'Neill is bringing to the table. I mean, she did beat Miesha Tate too. So, hey, she beat a lot of different fighters. I mean, she went on like a 5-fight win streak. Went on a 5-fight win streak before she got the title shot. So yeah, I can see Lipski winning this fight. I can see her. I'm not giving an official pick yet, but I could see Lipski taking this one though. But I could see Casey O'Neill doing something to make us say, "Oh man, like Casey O'Neill." I mean, Lipski has won her past couple fights, but she's got to, she still has to do a couple more things for me to completely pull her out of that realm of that disappointing factor. Where she's come up short in the past, you be like, oh man, come on, Lipski. Like, even when she lost to Montana, I was like, oh, come on, Lipski, what you doing? What are you doing? Let me see. You said Miranda Maverick could probably beat Casey O'Neill. I think so, man, because I don't know, man. Like Casey O'Neill is she got a lot of heart, man. I just don't see like that strength in her, man. Like I don't see that physical strength. I don't see that physical strength like on the ground. Like she can get takedowns. Jiu-jitsu is pretty slick and underrated at times, but I don't know, man. Like the physical strength seems to be the problem there. And if you ain't packing that, I don't know. Yeah, Walter Bell said 13 people, only 6 likes. Yeah, hit the like button like Walter Bell said. Appreciate that. All right. But yeah, I think earlier, early on, I know Easy, he picking Lipski, though. I know most of y'all said Lipski. Y'all got Lipski. If Lipski lose, though, man, I'm going to be upset. I think I'll be more upset with Lipski at this point because I know style-wise she should be able to do this. She should be slipping up. She should. All right. What else I want to run through here before I get out of here? Dejan said he got Casey O'Neill. Dejan said I got Casey O'Neill. What makes you pick Casey O'Neill? That's the question. Like, not saying that's a bad pick because I think it's a close fight, really. Like, I think it's a close fight. I can see why people pick Lipski in this one. And I could see Casey O'Neill taking it though, but yeah, what do you got? What do you think Casey O'Neill does to win this fight? Drown her? Get her on the ground and drown her? We'll think about that though. I'll jump on to this next topic. What about Lemos, man? Like, where does Lemos fit into the strawweight picture right now? I've been seeing her back on Instagram over the past, few months now, since the fight's been over against Weili. Amanda Lemos has been back in the gym, rolling, getting that work in. What's next for Amanda Lemos now, man? Like, after that dominant win for Weili, I mean, just completely destroying Lemos. I still can't believe people think that fight. Well, I'm not even gonna bring that up because I was like, what are y'all talking about? On some of my discussion videos about Weili Lemos aftermath, people actually believed that Lemos was competitive in that. Did they say competitive or? They didn't say she was winning the fight, but they said she was competitive. I was like, what are you talking about? I still can't get over that part. I'm just like, what are you talking about, man? You think Lemos really had it that close? If the fight was close or she was doing good, doing well, don't you think they would be trying to call for a rematch or something? Man, shoot, man. Lost every round and all them punches she took in that fight. Shoot, man. But hopefully they're going to work on the things that they need to work on. I mean, I've talked about it here many a time, with Amanda Lemos at number 4 now, and she's in that mix. At number 4, she's going to try to get herself back into a realm where she looks title shot worthy again. But is it really going to be strawweight, though? Like Robot Chicken said, would she think she could have success at flyweight? I don't know. Because if she gets taken down by some of these girls that grapple, man, like, Tyler Santos, Aaron, there's a lot of good grapplers up there. If they put her on her back, like Weili did, she gonna have trouble. Maybe the weight cut won't be as hard because she seemed to be struggling during that one weight cut. They show like a little clip of her trying to cut weight, and maybe she did have some issues there. I don't think they didn't use it as an excuse, but I'm just saying, like, they're just showing you like the hardships of weight cuts, and Lemos looked like she was struggling. He said after Lupi whoops Ricci, do Lupi versus Lemos. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. Because Lupi's 13 right now. Ricci is number 10. Ricci's in the top 10. Like, no hate here, but I'm just saying, like, I'm going to ask you all this, like, even you, Colostrum, since you brought up Ricci. Do you think, did Ricci do anything to get into the top 10? I mean, besides, like, there's a lot of shifting going around here. Like, did she do anything to get into the top 10? Again, I'm not mad at her. I'm not mad at her, Same with like Mackenzie Dern. When Mackenzie Dern got shifted up to the top, I was like, okay, she got in when the getting was good. But when they make these shifts in the rankings, I'm kind of thinking like, is that a good place for her to be right now? I mean, she can't help it. But from the outside looking in, I'm just like, okay, she did win. She won 4 in a row. But top 10? I was like, what? It wasn't like a number 10 or number 9 fighter she beat though. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It just kind of made me think about it because when I saw the rankings, I was like, dang, Ricci is number 10, man. She's number 10. She's ranked higher than Lupi. Lupi's won like 6 fights. Lupi's like 6-3 in the UFC. And she's still ranked number 13. But it's just like I said, it's just chess moves, I guess. Ricci's ranked over Ebos right now, y'all. That's crazy. That is a little crazy. But whatever. I mean, we'll see though. I mean, this Lupi fight's going to answer a lot of questions on what Ricci can handle too. I just think Lupi's handled tougher fights, and she's had more challenges than Ricci has. But it seemed like Ricci got to the top 10 quicker. Well, she did win 4 in a row. I mean, maybe they just looked at that. I mean, it doesn't look like the most worthy 4-0 to say you rank top 10 now, but I don't know. But yeah, if Lupi was to beat Ricci, I think a Lemos fight would be all right. It's a 6-spot jump up, but it would make sense because Marina wants Suarez. Dern is fighting Andrade. Verna's still out. So that would really pretty much leave Lemos. Lupi in the mix with the top 5, though. I think there's still some sharpening up that she needs to do. But out of the bottom girls, I think she has some good technique that could get her a title shot quicker than some of these other girls. Something about Lupi's style, though, I think she could get somewhere into a title eliminator at some point. Will she win the belt? I don't know. But Lupi will, I think, fight a title eliminator. Okay? I'm not saying she wins a title or she gets a title shot clearly, but I see Lupi getting into a title eliminator at some point in her career. Well, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, some point in her career, like versus with some other girls who've gotten. I think Lupi maybe gets somewhere maybe next year, I think. Paul, what's up? Carl said Dern versus Lemos if McKenzie wins. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good because McKenzie would have beaten Andrade, which to me still doesn't say much because Andrade would be like on a 5-fight losing streak now, right? But yeah, Dern Lemos is a good fight. I'll take that. If she beats Lemos, then shoot, she should be challenging next, right? Oh yeah, 6. How about Jones pulling out of the Stipe fight? Yeah, I heard, man, injury. So Praska versus Pieta is the main event now. Aspinall Pavlovich is the co-main event. All right, just so y'all know. If y'all were still thinking John and Stipe were the main, nope, they are out. It is now Pieta Praska and Aspinall Pavlovich co-main. Okay, yeah, I was okay. So yeah, Colostrum said Ricci doesn't deserve to be ranked. In my opinion, she's too small to be a threat to the top 10. Yeah, I haven't seen enough, man. Like you said, she throws patty cake shots. Yeah, I didn't see enough from her to make me say, "Oh man, wow, she's ready, man." Like, ooh, you know what I mean? I wasn't seeing it yet, but there was progress in her style, but it's just not like title shot worthy or like top 10 contender, top 5, 10, whatever you want to call it. You know, there wasn't that type of energy there with what I'm seeing. Lupi could have possibly out grapple Lemos. I think so. That's why I wanted to see Colostrum. That's why I wanted to see Marina take on Lupi, because I wanted to see Marina take on somebody that's going to be trying to maybe relentlessly take her down and make her work on her takedown defense, but wasn't going to be as rough as Weili. You know, like I think Lupi's nowhere like on Weili's level right now, but some of the things that she does could mirror what Weili does. You know, if she's turning into that wrestler. Like when she closes that distance behind her left hook and her boxing, you know, Loopy will try to take you down. Loopy be slamming girls. Don't forget now, Loopy be picking girls up and slamming them. Y'all gotta go back and look at some of her fights. Loopy be slamming girls. So I thought Marina Rodriguez may be taking on, you know, one of these lower grapplers would have helped her work on her takedown defense, because we know you call out Suarez, oh, she gonna be relentless on you. I think somebody, you know, like Loopy would have been a good first fight, and then boom, taking on Suarez once you work on that. Dejan said, who do you think wins, Pavlovich or Aspinall? I'm kind of leaning towards Pavlovich in this fight. In deep waters, maybe Aspinall, but I'm leaning towards Pavlovich. Easy as I can see Loopy getting the top 5. It's a toss-up from there. Yeah, I can see getting the top 5 and maybe a title eliminator. Dejan said Loopy's overrated. She lost to Angela Hill and Jessica Panay. The Jessica Panay fight, you could argue she won that one, though. Angela Hill's a bad style matchup for a lot of people, but I wouldn't say she's like overrated. I think she's gotten better since the last couple fights, but Angela Hill's a bad matchup for a lot of girls. Like if you ain't on your game, Angela Hill, she will make you look bad. But Jessica Panay, I thought she won the Jessica Panay fight. That was her first fight in the UFC too, so I give her a pass on that one. Robot Chicken said, am I going live for Invicta? Unfortunately not. I won't be going live for Invicta. I'm gonna be working. I'm gonna have it playing though. I'm gonna be watching it though. I'm gonna have it playing. I'm high on Denise Gomes. Okay, Robot Chicken, he like Denise Gomes. He's I love Loopy, but I think Denise Gomes would stop her. That would be a good fight. Denise Gomes is a beast right now, but I will give her the official beast label if she becomes the first to stop Angela Hill. I mean, put Angela Hill out. I mean, heels up, eyes in the air, looking up at the lights. If Denise Gomes can do that, then I'm gonna give her the beast thing. I'm gonna give her the beast label. Say, oh, she knocking girls out. She about to knock Loopy out. She about to knock out E-Boss. She gonna knock out Andrade. No, she worked with Andrade, so that ain't gonna happen. I'm just playing, but you know what I mean. James said, how you gonna give the beast label to two girls? Oh, because they two different divisions, man. Denise Gomes is at strawweight. You can have two beasts up in there as long as you already know Manon's beast is 125. James, come on. There can only be one beast at 125, and that's Manon. But if Denise Gomes at 115 knocks out Angela Hill, be the first to knock out Angela Hill, and she's the beast at 115. No, Denise Gomes is going to be, she'll be in the triple threat then. Denise Gomes. Did I have any fighters yet at 115? Now I think we're going to be a threat. I don't think I picked any. Denise Gomes has potential. Oh, Yasmin Lucindo's the other one. Just how good is Loma? She mollywopped Denise Gomes. Oh, Loma's good, but I think it comes down to style. Like Denise Gomes, that was her first fight, man. Like Loma's good, but it comes down to styles, man. Like I think it comes down to styles and size. Like I think I gotta watch that fight again because did she get whooped that bad? I think Denise Gomes got whooped that bad in that Loma fight. And that was her first fight, so I'm gonna give her a pass too. That was her first fight in the UFC, so I'm gonna give her a pass on that one. I want to say it was a short notice too. Hold on. Was it? No, what? Yeah. That jump was a short. Wait a minute. Yeah, it was a short notice too. I'm giving her a pass because she fought the Contender Series in August. Then 3 weeks later, she fights Loma Labuni. Come on. She answered the call too quick. So I'm gonna give her a pass on that. Like Loma is that good against somebody just coming into the UFC, no doubt. Like she's powerful kicks, but once you take her down, That used to be her issues. But yeah, Robot Chicken Pavlovich gonna win. But yeah, Loma is a beast, but she is tough. But no, I would still say Denise Gomes now. She might be more of a problem. She's gotten better since those last couple fights. 2 good knockouts in a row. Let's see what she can do with Angela Hill, though. Closeman said Loma toyed with her, but yeah, it was a short notice. But Loma is her. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go back and look at it. I gotta go back and look at it. I mean, she get credit for the win. I mean, Loma definitely gets credit for the win because she's got some of the best Muay Thai kicks at 115. Best kicks, period, at 115. I just wish she had a little bit more size to her. Lolita said, is Lemos training? Yeah, she's training. She's been training. She's been staying in shape. Go to her IG. She's still working. The thing I'm worried about is she working on the right things, though? Like, I still think she needs like a really good boxing coach. I think she just needs like a really good boxing coach. Like, she throws nice punches sometimes, but she needs somebody that's going to help her, become a little bit more patient and throw at different rhythms and like patterns. I think Lemos gets so caught up into her power and she's just dependent on knockouts sometimes. Like, I think, man, like Lemos could have gave Weili a good fight, man, if she would have just started using that jab. You know what I mean? Like, if she would have been fighting a little bit, you know how Rose used her striking on Weili. You got to fight at different rhythms. You got to make her, you got to make Weili think and overthink. And Weili, now that she's getting better at that too, like, you just can't go in there looking for one big shot. And if she takes your punch, look what happens. Like, Lemos landed a couple big right hands. Weili walked through them things. She ate them things. And then Weili knocks her down. So that tells me, yeah, she needs a better boxing coach. I think she needs an additional boxing coach that's going to help her work on that pacing and patterns and precision more so than just swinging for the fences. There's got to be more pity pat jabs every now and then just to kind of throw people off, and blinders. You just can't go looking for big shots all the time. James said Lemos was too cautious at the takedown. Yeah. In the first round, she wasn't cautious enough. Like, she went both ways. Like, first round, she threw like a kick that Weili caught and she got taken down, Lucindo versus Gomez. Lucindo versus Gomez, how would you think that would go? Ooh, somebody getting finished in that fight. I think Lucindo Gomes, somebody gets finished in that fight. I don't know who, but somebody's getting knocked out in that fight. I actually would favor Lucindo more on the ground, though, and maybe even like decision-wise. But I think Gomes, from a mid-range type of fight, and even maybe like a clinch fight, I favor Gomes in that aspect. But that would be an interesting match. They probably the two I would say are my threats at 115 right now. I don't think I have a third. Right now. Walter said Macy Barber versus Natalia Silva. Who wins? Oh, man. Let me think. We talked about that a little while ago. I'm still leaning towards Natalia in that, but that's a good fight. I'm still leaning towards Natalia in that fight because she's just so quick and unorthodox. Macy will have problems, but hey, Macy got some power now. Macy's working on her that aggression. She's kind of calming it down in there. James said, I think it was mostly because of the takedown threat, not the lack of boxing. Nah, it was a lack of boxing. I think it was a lack of boxing because if she would have used her footwork more and she would have thrown more straight shots, she wouldn't have to worry about takedowns. Your jab is your best friend against a wrestler. You know, you ain't got to worry about takedowns if you're throwing straight punches. Now, if you're throwing body kicks constantly or you throwing head kicks constantly, then you're going to get taken down. But if you're throwing straight punches, you ain't got to worry about that as much. You know, if you're using angles, if you're cutting angles, you ain't got to worry about getting taken down. It's the lack of boxing. Like, it's the lack of boxing and worrying about throwing big punches. You see, when Rose uses her movement, you know, it gave Weili problems, even in the second fight. You know, like you go back and look at some of her past fights, she's still not doing that. Why do you think Angela Hill had some success in that fight? I think Lemos did enough to edge it out, but it was an ugly fight because she was thinking all power. Then so why you think she wasn't jabbing as much? Because she was looking for knockout power. I don't make promises, but I can almost promise you that it was just because of a lack of a boxing skill there. You know, being just too hung up on throwing big punches. Like, if you already know a fighter is going to be trying to take you down and your game is stand up, you're going to use a stand up game, right? You're going to have to switch up the stand up game, though, because like your stand up is mostly stationary and looking for big punches. You got to change the stand up at a different pace. You know, you have to change it. She didn't, yeah. And that's the thing, Close. She didn't throw any calf kicks that night. She was throwing body kicks. And what happened when you throw body kicks like that against her? You get taken down. She didn't throw no calf kicks either. Like, let me scratch it. Not just boxing, but kickboxing. Like, she didn't throw any calf kicks, man. Like, imagine what she would have been doing to Weili's like lead leg if she would just catching her off guard with it. And then eventually that right hand comes. She could have scored a knockout that way. Paul said he has Macy. He said Natalia's great, but if Macy closes the distance, Natalia is in trouble. Yeah, that clinch game ain't no joke, man. Like, I do think the range is gonna be Natalia, but Macy Barber's clinch game is not a joke. Like, once they fight in the clinch, Macy's gonna be using a lot of strength and she's gonna be using elbows. So it's definitely not gonna be a walk in the park for Natalia Silva. Believe that. It's gonna be a good, hard fought fight. And I lean towards Natalia Silva. I can see the one really winning that fight because those elbows in the clinch and then on the inside for Macy Barber, they ain't no joke, man. Weili's not a fighter you load up on. She'll make you pay. Exactly. That's my whole point about it. Like, you need somebody that's gonna have you fighting at different rhythms against Weili. You don't load up, because when you load up and swing a wild punch, she's already got you. She's already won. If that's your only game plan is to stay in front of her and try to, sit down on your punches, you don't really sit down on your punches against Weili. You have to set traps for a fighter like Weili. And at this point, the way she's getting better and better, I mean, it's going to change. It's going to change over time. Like, eventually, if you try to set a trap, she'll be the one setting trap. Like she did in the fifth or fourth round when she dropped Lemos. But yeah, that's the thing I think with Weili. I mean, Lemos, I think after that Weili fight, she just needs to really change up that pace of her stand-up to be a little bit more willing to set the knockout up, not look for big punches like that constantly, and work off the jab a little bit more. James said right now 125 is most packed division by a stretch. 115 not as close as it used to be. Oh no, it's not. All of them fights have already happened now at 115. So 115 is eventually about to go through what 135 did. Maybe not as bad, but it's going to have its downtime. It's going to have its drought. 135's in its drought. 115, we've already seen a lot of these matches come and go now. 125, they be just bringing them in, man. There's a lot of girls that moving up or moving down, They want to fight at 125. That's what's going to keep it a little bit more exciting. Walter said Natalia is just as strong as Macy. I can see Natalia winning that matchup. Okay. Close room said closing the distance will be hard for Macy because Natalia's footwork is next level. Yeah, that's true too. It's gonna be hard, yeah. And one thing too, if Macy starts off slow like she did against Miranda and Andrea Lee, she's already lost the fight. If Macy Barber starts off slow like she did against Miranda and who did I just say? Miranda, Andrea Lee. Yeah. So many names to be remembering, man. Yeah, Miranda and Andrea Lee, Miranda, I thought won that fight. I thought Miranda clearly won that fight. But there were moments where Macy had to look for him. And if Natalia's footwork is on point, yeah, you know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Too easy. I watched them. You got to watch them elbows, man. Those elbows are game changers. Those elbows be game changers. When she start landing them elbows on you, your whole demeanor change. But Lemos, we'll see what happens with her, man. I know she's back in there training, so we'll see what happens. Hold on. I'm just checking something here. This charger don't offer a lot of power to it. I don't like these chargers. I have to go back to the old school charger. Hold on. All right, got about 18 people. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Got a few more minutes, but what else? Xiaonan, man. Like, what y'all think gonna happen to Xiaonan? Okay, you think they're gonna book a top level fight before the end of this year? I think they're done for the rest of the year. No, I don't think so. I think they're done. We're already coming up on November and December, and they're already promoting like a lot of January, February fights. So I don't think they're gonna do any more big fights. Like even for women, I don't think anything that's announced is going to be for next year, I think. I mean, there ain't going to be no Weili Yan, unfortunately. But we know that Valentina Grasso, they will run it back next year. But other than that, ain't going to be no more big fights. Not even title eliminator type of fights. Like, I think Manon and Aaron, that's probably going to be scheduled next year, too. Easy, so I don't think Lemos lost any confidence. I mean, she was destroying people before Weili. Yeah, I think she still knows what she can do to other people. Yeah, but it's going to be tough getting back into that realm with Weili again, you know? So maybe she ain't lose no. I mean, you can't really say she has lost a lot of confidence because she came back strong off that Andrade fight. And I mean, that was humbling and humiliating, you know? The way she got choked out by Andrade, that was yeah. that's one for the books, man. That standing choke and that face too. Like I can't find any decent like pictures of Lemos and Andrade where they were going back and forth. Like everybody keeps posting that picture of her getting choked out. So that's a memorable fight. So something like that happening already, yeah, that's definitely gonna have her like humble and be like, hey, it happens to the best of them. Yeah, there's a couple pictures. Well, no, every picture is like they got so many angles of that first round finish. They got so many angles of that Lemos Andrade. They got one from Andrade's angle. Then they got one from Lemos's angle, getting choked out. Wow. Closest I feel bad for Lemos. She got ragdolled. I feel bad for both fights, Andrade and Weili. Oh man, yeah, they got a lot of angles on that one. But anyways, yeah, Yan Xiaonan. Let's talk about her. Six said Yan versus Suarez in China. Do you think they're gonna make that fight? Tatiana hasn't really said much going on. The next card in China is in a couple of months. So, do you think they'll make that fight? Me personally, I don't want to. I would watch it because it would be good, but I don't think Yan needs that fight. I think Yan's ready for the title shot now. Look, Yan has 8 first round knockouts, 8 first round finishes. All of her finishes have been by all 8 of her wins by knockout were first round finishes. Yeah, I think Yan Xiaonan is ready, man. That's why I'm like, why couldn't they just go ahead and squeeze in this title fight for in China? That would be big, man. Like a UFC fight night card, or I don't know if they would do it as a pay per view with Weili versus Yan Xiaonan. That would be a good fight, man. Is Verna healed? Not yet. As far as I know, not yet. I mean, I think she's still got a few more months out because of that knee injuries. Pretty serious from what they say. Yeah, so she's still out the mix for a while. She was on a nice little 2 fight win streak too. Good win against Marina. But we'll see. James said we might be sleeping on Yan. How so? What do you think? You think people are sleeping on her as far as not having a chance? I mean, footwork wise and striking wise, she has that element going for her. So it's all about her not over respecting like Lamos did. If she can get into the striking groove and she can have her moments on the feet with her strength and her outside striking ability, it could be an interesting fight. I still think Weili's a better, well-rounded fighter, and I think she's faced more adversity and has grown exponentially. But I think anything can happen in WMMA. I think anything can happen. I was talking to y'all the other day in the chat. I said, you know what? Like, with the precision of Yan Xiaonan, you never know, man. Like, you never know how long she might land a good right hand, man. Like, you know how long this girl been boxing? She might be able to land a good right hand. Yeah, James said Yan can be champion. I think we give Suarez more of a shot than we do Yan. Yan's with good takedown defense could be a problem. Oh yeah. I was already discussing this last week because I said if this girl land one punch, the way she set it up on Andrade and the way she can measure, because first of all, Yan is going to be doing things I'm saying that Lamos needed to do, and Yan Xiaonan, ever since that loss to Carla, like, to me, it feels like her IQ has shot up a couple points. It definitely has, because she understood that this is what I need to work on. This is what I need to get better at. My strength and conditioning needs to be on this level now at strawweight. So ever since that last fight she had, she's been on a different path now. She's been on a different path. So I think that Yan has a good chance. Like, people don't understand, like, yeah, MMA math has, don't add up all the time. Yan's got a good chance, decent chance. Easy said, oh yeah, Lolita said Yan versus Carla. Yeah, I picked Carla to win that fight because Yan wasn't the fighter she is now. I picked Carla to win that fight. But yeah, like Six said, Yan's still growing. Like, I think she learned from that fight and she's a different fighter now. And that's what you want to see. Like, what you want to see her go down, like, you go backwards and say, oh, I didn't learn what happened. She's been doing the opposite now. You know, she's been getting better. And you can argue she won the Marina fight too, you know. Paul said, I know Marina wants Tatiana, but Lemos is coming off a loss. Maybe Marina another shot at Lemos. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think who else said that? Easy said that. Everybody Marina's gonna fight now is pretty much gonna be a rematch. Because she fought everybody. You know, she pretty much fought everybody, you know. So I think Marina versus Lemos ain't a bad idea. If she could get that win back, I would be, happy for her. It could have went either way because I like both of them. So if she can go 1-1 with Lemos, that's cool. you know. Robot said Carla ain't do nothing but maul Yan. Oh man, she whooped. Carla whooped Yan. You better watch that fight again, Robot. Man, Carla whooped Yan. She ain't mauling. Carla put her in a crucifix too. Carla had her bloody. Carla stopped her. Carla stopped Yan. I'm talking. She did more than maul her. Didn't she hit her with a good right hand too? I remember her dipping under and taking. I remember Carla connecting on the feet. I mean, Carla whooped Yan. I mean, she ain't maul her. She whooped her. Y'all got to post pictures of that fight. Carla whooped Xiaonan in that fight, man. She did worse than I thought she was gonna do. I thought Carla was just gonna, maul her, out wrestle, but she whooped her, in my opinion. Put her in that crucifix in the second round, and she was done. Carla whooped her. Carla whooped Xiaonan. She sure freaking did. Easy said no, they would never give Carla any credit because they don't like her. Yeah, it's like it don't even have to be a thing about I like her. You just gotta give Carla. You just gotta give Carla her credit, man. Like this is a girl everybody's saying that needs to be an atom weight. Look at all of this. Look at all of these straw weights that she's whooped, man. She whooped y'all, girl. She whooping people. Okay, Carla might not have your most crowd pleasing style, but Carla Esparza beat Rose twice, went on a 5-fight win streak to get to the title. It wasn't until she came across like legit big straw weights that could be 125ers. Joanna, Tatiana, Weili. Those are the type of girls that had to beat Carla. The girls that are off the radar, off the scale. Everybody else had trouble with Carl. Tisha Torres, Grasso. Grasso couldn't beat her easy back then. You know what I mean? So, who else? Cavillo, Marina Rodriguez too. So Carla be beating girls. Like everybody that Carla legit lost to was like somebody you could say was just too big for her. Joanna, Tatiana, Claudia, Weili. Well, Weili is strong though. Weili, I ain't gonna say overly big, but she's just too powerful and too well rounded, So, but in my opinion, Carla legit. Carla was legit. Carla was legit, man. This I'm talking about. We talking about girl the same size, 5'1", about the same size as Tisha, but she made it work for her. I don't care what people say about Carla. Got one of the best careers at strawweight right now, man. Like she's over a lot of these girls, man. Because she can always walk away and say, "Oh yeah, I did beat Rose Namajunas twice. I did beat Calvillo. I beat Marina Moreau. All right, I beat Verna Jandaroba. I beat Alexa Grasso, the flyweight champion that Valentina couldn't beat. I beat Marina Rodriguez. I beat Yan Xiaonan, somebody that Andrade couldn't beat. And then she can say she lost to the best. She's fought the best fighters and she's lost to the best fighters. All right. So get a girl her credit, man. She lost to the best fighter. That's what you want to see in a Hall of Famer. Carla's a Hall of Famer in WMMA. She a Hall of Famer in WMMA. Period. Say what you want to say. You can disagree with me or hate or, talk your junk, but she's fought the best fighters, man. Look at the resume, man. Like if you were a fighter, you'd want her resume because you say, look at all these fighters I beat. I beat some of the best fighters out there. I beat Grasso. She gets be like, El Grasso is one of my kids, yo. Because look, Grasso out here with a belt, I already beat her. Valentina couldn't even beat her. I don't care about the level, right now she be like, hey, I already got that win. I got that W. Verna, I got that. Marina, I got that. Rose twice. I got that. Rose one of the best fighters, she beat the best fighters. And then you'd be like, oh man, yeah, I came up short against Tatiana. Tatiana lost that. Joanna lost that. Look how small she is compared to these girls. But again, like when you match up her against like Tisha, like look how she was able to make adjustments in a fight and still win. Look how tiny she is. This is a girl we saying should be an atom weight. This is a girl we keep saying should be an atom weight, man. But look at all of the straw weights that she's whooped. Look at all of the straw weights that she whooped. So hats off to Carla. I'm sorry, I just had to go on a Carla rant because too many people diss Carla. Too many people diss him. So, like I said, you may not like her style, but hey, she still beat a lot of people. A lot of freaking people. Easy said, and she did it with wrestling. Exactly. She did it with her wrestling while being undersized, which makes her even more legit. Right. Because you see, even Tisha Torre is like mostly strikes. She's never been able to make that type of change into a wrestler like Carla has. Because Carla got many years of wrestling on her belt, all the way back to school. All the way back to high school, middle school, or something like that. She's been on that wrestling tip from years ago. You would think like Tisha might try that method, but it just don't work for everybody. So, again, that's Carla. But she's got the resume, though. She's got the resume. So, if she got the resume to back it up, I can't say nothing bad about her. Especially for what she's done with the style that she has, the size that she is. She's done it. But anyways, Xiaonan, I think she's ready. That's it. Just put her in the mix. Let her get the title shot next, maybe early. I don't think it's going to be in China, though, which I think Dana, he kind of flubbed up on that one. I think. Do you think they're going to do another China card? Paul said Tisha versus Rose would be cool. Yeah, they fought twice already, man. So they're 1-1. Maybe they could do a third fight. Well, I don't know, because I thought Tisha won both of those, honestly. I thought Tisha won both of those fights. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I thought Tisha won both. Oh, yeah. Okay. You said it was cool. Tisha was cool. Sorry. I was thinking, yeah. I was thinking you meant the third fight. Yeah. Yeah, when they fought in Invicta, that was when I became a big fan of Tisha, back in Invicta. And that's where it kicked her career off. That's where I first seen Tisha. And I was, big fan of her. She fought Paige back then. Yeah, she fought Paige Van Zandt, beat her. And she beat Rose back then. Yeah, she fought a lot of fighters back then. These girls used to mix it up back then in Invicta FC. My guess is Jan versus Weili will happen early next year on a co-main event pay-per-view. Probably, yeah. They kind of messed up on this one being in China, though. Maybe Weili just didn't want it in China. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she don't want to start that whole rivalry over there with the people. I don't know. I think it just needs to happen first, though. I think it just needs to happen first. But yeah, the reason I had these other two on here before I get out of here, Dakota Ditcheva and Stan Fairtex, I think that they are a pair of fighters that there are a couple of non-UFC fighters that I'm a fan of. That if you don't watch Stan Fairtex, you are missing out on a good chunk of WMMA. Tisha retired? No, she ain't retired. She just had a baby. She ain't retired. They took her out of the rankings because she had a baby. That's all. Stamp, again, Stamp. Yeah, if you're not watching Stamp Fairtex, to me, yeah, you're missing out on a big chunk of WMMA because I think she offers a lot to the sport, period. Everybody thinks you have to be in the UFC, but I think Stamp Fairtex, she does a good job of just promoting herself, promoting martial arts, period, and making good fights. She's one of the reasons you like to tune in on ONE FC. Whenever she's got a show on, she's the real deal, man. Like entertainment wise, style wise, the finishes she's been bringing. Yeah, Stamp is one that y'all need to check out if you haven't. I think most of y'all in here have been watching Stamp Fairtex like that, but some of y'all new heads, like Stamp Fairtex is a 4-belt champion now. So I don't really think that, she's one that really needs the UFC, but it would be interesting just seeing her cross over, like being across from a Weili or a Xiaonan or Tatiana Suarez. But even if she doesn't, I think that she's still like her own entity at the end of the day. She's her own fighter and she kind of brings her own brand with her where it's like, oh yeah, Stamp, I know her. You don't even have to associate her with like the UFC to be on the level that she's on, Speaking of the UFC though, Dakota Ditcheva, boy, she been talking, man. Like, not saying she's talking out of pocket, but Dakota Ditcheva is another fighter I'm enjoying. Still has a lot to learn, I believe. Still growing, but she comes from a fighting background, so it shouldn't be too far off when she makes her debut in a particular organization. But Dakota Ditcheva, man, like she's been saying that the girls they've been giving her, they're not up to par, man. She said that. Let me see if I can find the article. How did Dakota Ditcheva say it? Ooh, one article said Dakota's the next Molly McCann. Ooh. Y'all try. Wait, Dakota Ditcheva, the next Molly McCann. That's what I'm hoping for. I feel like we're just pushing. Oh, maybe they mean popularity wise. Okay. I don't think I think she want to be more than that. Anyways, yeah, there's an article where Dakota Ditcheva was just talking about the girls that they're giving her, they're not up to par. Like she's just beating them all. Like she's making it sound like easy work. Like James says, easy work, but you're going to want that easy work right now. You're going to want it now because when you get to that UFC level, it's going to get difficult. Okay, here it is. Yeah, Dakota said, I honestly don't think anybody can compete with me these days that PFL can pull in. Let's see, it is an entertainment sport. You have got to entertain. If the crowd aren't liking it, you got to pull something out of the bag, and I've seen to be able to do that. Well, that's true too. I agree with her on that for sure. You've got to be able to entertain. Dakota Ditcheva is an entertainer too. Like she's coming in to finish these girls, and yeah, that's a big part of being selling yourself. But yeah, she says that everybody that they're bringing in, they can't compete with her in the PFL. So she sounds like somebody that is ready for a challenge. I don't think she's ready for the UFC challenge, but if there is a PFL, belt that's going to be on the line here pretty soon, it's about time to see her step it up though, because right now she seems like she's a little bit, I won't say bored, but maybe it's just the confidence talking. Like maybe she knows that she still has to work hard because she has been working hard. Like if you look at her resume, she has stepped it up in the submission game. Even her stand-up game is getting better and better. So she's looking like a fighter that maybe is just feeling like, okay, hey, whoever's coming in, I'm beating because that's how good I'm getting. Maybe she still knows it's still far off to it's still a little far off when it comes to like the UFC talk. But I like the energy that she's bringing, though. I do like it because that just makes you want to see her go in there and fight now, like, and step it up each time, because she believes that everybody that PFL is bringing in, they can't beat her. Nobody that they brought in yet can compete with her. And it's not like she's fought some of the like even big names or like big regional champions or anything like that. It might overly scary, but that's still something to just look at and say, wow, she's got some skills in. Let's see, she fought for PAWFC a little. Yeah, I remember that. UAE, PFL now. Dakota versus Liz. Yeah, that'd be good. I was thinking of that the other day because I said, well, once Liz and if Liz, continues to keep the belt or however, wherever they continue to do with it, if they merge and PFL buys Bellator, then I think eventually Dakota and Liz will happen because that'll be the champion over there. If they keep the ranking system the same way and they keep the rankings, the opponents in the same position, okay, PFL buys Bellator. Okay, the champ is still Liz. If they're still using it as the Bellator name, maybe, but if it changed the PFL name, then they might be fighting for a PFL belt. So it might be Dakota and Liz then. Gabby said, Dakota, she was right, but it isn't her fault. She isn't facing better competition. PFL should get Maya and put her up against Dakota Ditcheva. Yeah, I think that might be the next thing for Jennifer Maya. I definitely agree with her. Yeah, like whoever they're bringing in, that's who they bring in. You just go in and fight them. But yeah, Jennifer Maya, Liz Carmouche, once that merger happens, those are all going to be good fights for. Paul said we'd love to see girls like Stamp, Smila, Danny, and Dakota get into UFC one day. Yeah, Smila, I think she, to me, at 18, I wanted to see her, like, of course, grow into other sports. But yeah, that would be interesting because she's so big and durable. Like she's a big 18-year-old too. She's powerful and durable at her age. Hopefully, it stays with her, and doesn't deteriorate. That's something I kind of worry about with some of these girls in Muay Thai that take a lot of punishment. Hopefully, she's able to withstand these shots as she gets older. But yeah, I would like to see Danny McCormick. With Danny McCormick, she's one that brings a lot of entertainment. She fought for Bellator for a little while, a couple fights till they cut that Bellator Europe roster. But yeah, I think Dakota, you'll probably see her like a couple of years once she fights out the PFL contract and snatches up the belt. Dakota Ditcheva versus Barbara O'Neill would be fun matchups. Yeah, I pick Ditcheva in the O'Neill fight though, for sure. That would be an interesting fight. Kayla was talking like that, and then Pacheco got her third fight. Slow your roll, Dakota. He said, slow your roll, Dakota. Yeah, that is true, though. I got you, man. Yeah, once you start saying the competition is not that good, then you're going to meet somebody that's going to put you on that disappointment path, right? I got you on that, though. Yeah, you can't always sound like that. So I'm saying, like, when that competition comes, girl, you're going to be like, uh-oh, got to work on this, got to work on that. Or when that first L come, you be like, oh, I didn't know, man. I didn't know what that person was doing. So I was sick, off weight. You know what I mean? EZ said all fighters should stay where they are. If PFL and Bellator merge, UFC got real competition. Then PFL got a whole lot of money behind them. UFC's got real competition behind. Yeah, Casey's got the Brian Casey got the experience edge. I meant like if she got signed to the UFC and she was able to win the belt, if she was able to win PFL and come over there, I wouldn't compare her to Sean O'Bannon. I think style wise, I think Dakota Ditcheva looks better. Like I've always said, Sean O'Bannon didn't need to be a UFC when they signed Sean. I was like, nah, she ain't ready anyway. I knew she was gonna lose her first fight. Like style wise, she just wasn't really bringing anything to the table that was dangerous. I think Dakota at least has some things that once she starts to sharpen them blades up, she'll be a problem. Oh, she'll beat Juju. I think she'll beat Juju though. Lily said Casey fighting Lipski. Yeah, she's fighting Lipski next. Yeah, they're fighting next. Let's see. Robot said UFC is the bigger brand. I don't think so. Easy. Oh, because Easy said all the fighters. Yeah, I don't know if they would have real competition there. PFL does have a lot of money behind them, but it seems like even then, like some of the fighters, the brand is still like not the same as the UFC. Like the ladies might make more money in PFL, I think. Well, I won't say I think because Kayla Harrison is like one of the, if not the highest paid WMMA fighter, right? But it still seems like everybody shoots for the UFC when it comes down to the best fighters. Stan versus Weili. That's a good fight. Stamps got some vicious body kicks though, man. That girl be finishing body. She be finishing girls to the body, man. So I'm gonna leave that one alone right now. I'm gonna leave that one alone, man. Stamp is my girl though. Entertaining, active, always fighting. ONE FC is taking over, in my opinion. I like ONE FC's format though, man. Like I like the fact that they bring in so many different martial arts six. Like that's what makes it like. I wish the UFC would do something like that. The UFC is Dana White is doing stupid junk though, man. Like you got MMA. Why don't you add on some Muay Thai and grappling? You know what he does? He pulls out a power slap league. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, you think it's all about money, man, but I'm just saying, like, your integrity, man. Like, come on, like, you're supposed to represent some entertainment, some sports, like some martial arts, but you have the chance to do something similar to ONE FC. Bring in bring in a Muay Thai league, bring in a grappling league, but you bring in a power slap league. Power slap league. What is that? I block that junk every chance I can get when it comes up in my feed. Not interested. Not interested. Every time power slap come up, not interested. Hide it. Hide it. Hide it. Hide it. I don't want to see that. I'm to the point where I'm about to just unfollow the UFC, man, because I'm like, I don't want to see power slap. See, ONE FC, yeah, like ONE FC is doing it with all of these different sports, grappling, Muay Thai, a mixed, a mixed rules fight. I like that. Okay, so you got here's what ONE FC offers: MMA, mixed rules fight, kickboxing, Muay Thai, and grappling. Five different martial arts right there. Five different sports right there, all on one card. Even if the UFC doesn't do it like that, like why don't they invest in something like that instead of power slap. Gabby said Dana said he wants to be involved in grappling. Well, he needs to. I mean, it's on the UFC Fight Pass app, but I mean, they need to do like grappling on a UFC card or like UFC grappling. You know, throw the name on it. I know there's flow grappling and all of that, cage fury grappling, you know, where these fighters from the UFC go to, but I think they just need to open that up and, you know, drop the slapping thing, man. Paul said, kind of off subject, but has anyone heard about Conor versus Michael Chandler? Maybe UFC 300. Man, I'm glad you brought that up. I was thinking about it the other day because I just saw, when I was out of town, I saw Dan Hooker and Conor. No, I saw the Dan Hooker and Michael Chandler fight on TV. It was like last Friday or Saturday. And I was like, when is this Conor Chandler fight happen? I have no idea. Let's look it up real quick. When is this thing happening? UFC 300? That would probably be like during what, the summer? Because UFC 296 is the last pay-per-view of this year, December 16th. Chandler said he's ready to go in like earlier mid-spring. So, yeah, I'm glad you brought it up because I was like, I don't know. I haven't heard about it in a while. Like, the way Chandler said he was supposed to still have it. Easy said, I love the Fight Pass invitational grappling they do. Yeah, I do too. I do. Data, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, Conor on roids. That's the way basically fighter. Conor, yeah, now that USADA's gone. Now that USADA's gone, I don't know what they're gonna be doing now. I love the fact that ONE FC has the Amazon Prime deal. Exactly. That's what boxing needs right now. PBC boxing needs the Amazon Prime deal. Because they just lost the show. Well, the Showtime deal is done. Canelo still is going to fight a few more pay-per-views for Showtime, but Showtime is pretty much done with boxing outside of Canelo for the last couple pay-per-views. So PBC needs that Amazon type of deal or DAZN. And I like the format too. I like ONE FC on Amazon Prime. You know, it's easier to find. It's clear, not much lagging. So it works for me. Y'all think Corinne would submit Grasso? I think Grasso gets taken down too much. Yeah, she does. And Corinne takes you down to submit you. Like, she don't just take you down to lay on you. Corinne's going to submit you. Look at her resume and all them submissions. Yeah. If it goes down, yeah. If Bellator sells, I wonder who goes to the UFC or ONE FC. If Bellator sells, I don't see that many going to the UFC. Honestly. Maybe Jenna Bishop does because she's undefeated and she's a flyweight. Yeah, that's always a good thing. Yeah, like if Bellator sells, I think Jenna Bishop probably would go because she's an undefeated flyweight. She's got some, you know, backing behind her and she's a good fighter. James said apparently Canelo is fighting Munguia next and the winner of Benavidez Andrade after that. Oh my goodness, I don't want to see Munguia fight. Canelo Munguia, oh boy. Andrade is fighting his first world champion ever. Can you believe that, James? Boo Boo Andrade is fighting his first champion ever. If Grasso has Cyborg's takedown defense and level her up, shoot up instantly. Sticks as Stamp and Weili best-selling WMMA fighters right now. Yeah, Stamp is Weili. I mean, yeah, Stamp too, just like alone without the UFC name. Yeah. Yeah, James. This is Demetrius Andrade. This is Demetrius Andrade's first world champion. He's had a belt, but he didn't win it from a champion. He's defended his belt, but he's fought no champions. This is his first champion. I've been following him for like over a decade too, man. Like I've been following him since he was at 154, and I was like, this guy's going to beat a couple of Charlos and Canelo. I'm talking about back in like 2012, man. And a decade just passed by, man, and he has no world champions on his resume. Not a one. He hasn't fought a single Charlo. Hasn't fought a Golovkin. Nobody. Will Gomes finish Hill? It's possible. If she does, then she's definitely on the threat list. I know Mackenzie Dern fought and beat her up, but she couldn't stop her. It all depends on Angela Hill just having like a bad night of like getting stuck in front of her or something like that, or just being like maybe deteriorated, like her chin just gone at this point, just not being in the fight. People who think Weili is a draw are going off absolutely nothing at all. Six, I think he's talking to you. James said that's actually insane, the boo-boo thing. Yeah, it is, man. It is, man. Like, he's been asking for fights. People think he's been ducking. He's been bugging Jermell Charlo. Golovkin literally agreed to fight him, James. Like, Golovkin shook his hand in the ring and everything. And then you know what he does? He says, nope, I don't want to fight you. When them cameras were on Golovkin, this was a little while back, Golovkin was like, yeah, I'll fight you. Yeah, we're going to do this. And he shook Demetrius Andrade's hand that they were going to fight at 160. Demetrius Andrade was going to move up a weight class to fight him. He might already been at 160, but he agreed to fight him, but said no later on, turned him down. Easy say they keep certain fighters down for a reason, screws up investments they have in other fighters. Yeah, that's true, because, Demetrius Andrade, he's a tricky boxer, man. Like, Demetrius Andrade was one of the fighters that I thought was like, he was going to be champion. Like, him, Terrence Crawford, and all of them, I thought they were going to be champs around the same time, but they put him in situations where they said he outpriced himself, where he was just like, not entertaining. Canelo would always turn him down. So I heard Bradley said that he had receipts that Triple G, Charlo, and another top fighter, not sure who ducked Andrade. Oh yeah. I believe Bradley, because I literally saw the video the other day of Golovkin agreeing to fight him, and then of course you know how the story went. He ducked him because Andrade, he was always looking for fights. He was going to these press conferences to bug people. He used to always go there and bug Charlo. Charlo used to get mad as hell. But Andrade wasn't, he was different. He would just go there and he would be like, why you won't fight me? I believe Bradley, yeah. Because the Golovkin is 100% true. And Canelo, he was cussing up a storm, man. Canelo looked offended because Canelo knew that Andrade would probably be a challenge and might beat him. Canelo, now that he learned English, he was cussing like, I don't know what, man. Canelo was cussing like, since he learned English, he be dropping that F-bomb, boy. Canelo was cussing when Andrade came there. He seemed offended that he might lose to Boo Boo Andrade. Canelo was cussing like he just learned. I mean, yeah, he just learned the word. He was cussing more. Canelo was cussing more. He was like dropping that F-bomb like crazy, man. He was like, why they ducking him that much? Hard to look good against him. Yeah, hard to look good against him, and he can beat him. Like I think Andre would have beat the Charlos, honestly. I think Andre would have beat the Charlos. I think he would beat Golovkin. Canelo probably would have been his toughest fight. But I think style-wise, he don't get hit a lot, you know? He just don't get hit a lot. He was a big middleweight too. Fast too, you know? Yeah, he was on that. We just talking about Weili and Pac. Yeah, Pac-Man legend, man. Pac-Man's the man, yo. Pac-Man, you know, still love Pac-Man. I mean, resume's one of the best out there, man. I might go watch a Pac-Man fight now when I get off here. Pac-Man versus Margarito. Mm. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, so let me see before I get up off of here. I'll never forget when Shane Mosley with Margarito. Shane wasn't playing that night. Yeah, I heard the interview. You know, Shane Mosley said that his ex-wife said he was going to lose that fight, so that motivated him to whoop him. Man, people thought it was because of the glove or the hand wrap. Mosley said that he didn't even care about that. Like he didn't even know about that really. It wasn't a hand wrap situation. Mosley said that his wife told him, "You're going to lose against Margarito," because they were going through that divorce and everything. So Shane Mosley, man, he got amped up and he whooped him. That was a good fight though. Shane whooped Margarito. That was a good fight. All right. Gabby says, since JJ is retired, who is the new boogie woman of the strawweight division? Who? Let me see. It used to be Lamos in a way. Let me see. Who is the boogie woman in the strawweight division? Is it? Can we say it's Suarez? She doesn't really come off as like, I mean, like somebody, even though she's beating everybody, like Suarez, and she's dominant. Like Suarez don't come off like too scary, but yes, she does physically. When you get in there with Suarez, he's scary. I'd probably say Tatiana Suarez is probably like the new boogie woman in the division. Oh, Prince Nasir fights. Yeah, he was entertaining. James Toney though, that's one of my all time favorite. Oh, he meant Prince Nasir. He said that he could have had that 2 million she was trying to get in that divorce too. He said, she said, yeah. Yeah, if he won that 2 million. Loopy said is 2 or 3 fights away from the title if she beats Ricci. Do you agree? Okay, let me look at who we got here. You know me, like be on the safe side. I already disagree with 2. 3 to 4 more likely. It depends on how she beats the 3 to 4 people. So does she mean 2 including Ricci? Oh, wait a minute. If she beats Ricci, she's 2 to 3. Okay, so if she beats Ricci, Ricci's number 10, right? And it's got to look good. So she'll be number 10. So she could fight 2, 3. I think she's 3 more. I think she's, 2. Yeah. Let me think about it. No, 4. No, 4 is a little much because she's already going to be number 10, right? So if she beats Ricci, okay. If she beats Ricci, she's number 10. It all depends on how dominant she looks against Ricci and the next 2 people she fights. Now, if she blows through 2 good top 10 fighters, like a top 6, 7, and then fights at number 3 or 4, then probably. Yeah, if she beats Ricci and she beats 2 other fighters in dominant fashion, then she could probably be ready for a title shot. Yeah, I would agree with her on that. 2 to 3. Yeah, 2 to 3 is fair. They got to be dominant too. Yeah, 2 to 3. Loopy versus Marina. Yeah, I would love that fight. I've been calling for that fight, man. That would be good. Yeah, man. Marco Barrera, he exposed Nazim. I remember that fight. He's entertaining, but yeah, Marco Barrera. Boy, Pacquiao, he killed them all, though, boy. Barrera, Morales. Will Loopy be able to take down Jan and keep her down? I think she could take her down. Keeping her down would be the problem now, depending on how Jan Janan's takedown defense is. Getting past Jan Janan's jab might be a problem too. Like Jan's hand speed, she'll do some damage. She'll do some damage. Do you remember David Tua? Oh yeah, I love some David Tua, man. He knocked out a couple of my fighters back in the day. Michael Moore, John Ruiz. Whew, David Tua was scary. Like next to Tyson, I mean, his resume wasn't that bad either, man. As a knockout artist, David Tua was scary, man. Who did he knock out? Andrew Gallardo, I believe. Lennox Lewis beat him, of course. Like really good boxers, Lennox Lewis, Chris Bird, they all neutralized him. But yeah, when it came to knockouts, that dude had a highlight reel. What's his name? Yeah, that Oleg Maskev too. Yeah, I remember that, man. David Tua, boy, he's knocking people out. All right, see you later, Walter. Catch you on the next one. Always appreciate you. Those British fighters never held up to Americans and Mexicans back then. Chris Eubank would have gotten smashed too if he came over. Yeah, I used to think that too, man. Like Joe Calzaghe never wanted to fight Roy in his prime. And I know Nigel Benn, he didn't want to come over and fight Roy Jones. I used to want to see that fight too. Roy Jones and Nigel Benn would have been a good fight. Roy versus Calzaghe, like in his prime, that would have been a different fight. Yeah, but yeah, the American fighters back then, man, and Mexican fighters, they were real. Like some of the real most dangerous fighters in the 90s, man. In the 2000s. Ebos or Pinheiro, who you got? I'm gonna go with Ebos in that fight. Yeah, Prime Roy Jones. Oh man, like if Roy would just have retired after that first Tarver fight, he'd be locked in, locked in. I mean, he's still a legend, but he'd be locked in, and you couldn't question anything. If he would have beat Tarver at one time and just left the game, like Lennox Lewis did when he beat Klitschko, that would have been it. See, Lennox Lewis, when he fought Vitaly Klitschko, and he had that tough fight with him, he retired right after that. That was smart. Roy should have done the same thing after beating Tarver. Or he should have done the same thing after he won that heavyweight belt. Just leave. That's it. That should have been it. Yeah, Prime Roy Jones, untouchable. But all right, y'all, I'm about to jump off of here. No fights this weekend. Invictus tomorrow at 8 p.m. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to be on Calling It Live, but I'll probably be dropping some comments here and there. Easy said Bernard Hopkins did damage to his legacy too. They just couldn't stop. Yeah, he sure did, man. Joe Smith Jr., man. That's all I got to say. Dude got knocked out the ring, man. Like he went down like a trash chute. Feet all up in the air. Brian said, thanks. You're welcome, man. For sure. Yeah, I remember Bernard Hopkins, he got knocked out the ring, feet up in the air like he went down the dang on trash chute, man. Joe Smith knocked him like he disappeared, man. I was serious, but he went down the trash chute, man. His feet was in the air, like he got knocked back, and next thing I saw, his legs up in the air. I was like, where'd he go? Yeah, but for sure, man. I'll catch y'all maybe later this weekend. Hit that like and subscribe. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you, Paul. Paul said thanks again for the content. Love the show. Hey, always appreciate y'all, man. Come on through like always. Yeah, rest in peace to Tommy Morrison too, man. Like Tommy Morrison. Remember him too, man. In the 90s used to have a lot of great heavyweights. Yeah, man, James. I was like, where'd he go, man? That joke was crazy, man. I kind of thought he would lose that fight because he was already on the downside, but I didn't know Joe Smith was going to knock him out, though. Or knock him out the ring. All right, easy. I'm out, y'all. Subscribe. Peace.